So here we have Italian style salmon, tomato and cream cheese pasta with leeks and fresh flat leaf parsley and a bit of garlic. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So today we're doing a lovely traditional simple Spanish spaghetti dish that's going to be flavoured with a soft cheese. I'm using Balsam, you could use roulade, you could possibly use Philadelphia, anything like that. And it's basically going to be cook most of it in one roasting pan and then just do the spaghetti and stir it in afterwards. So we've got some cheap salmon cuts, don't need to buy posh steaks because it's going to be flaked up. There's going to be plenty here to feed 2 to 3 adults and have left over. We've got main ingredients, the salmon, young leek, 4 tomatoes, or you can use plum or cherry tomatoes. You've got the soft cheese, Balsam or roulade or Philly or whatever, and then we've got coarse ground black pepper, some garlic granules or fresh garlic if you want, ground pepper, salt. We've got a lemon, Italian flat leaf parsley and olive oil. So this is a classic Italian dish, but you could modify similar sorts of things, but instead of using flat leaf parsley, you could use coriander, you could use some sliced chili, medium chilies, maybe red chili, or some chili flakes. You could use coconut milk or coconut cream to just tweak it up, go more Thai style or Oriental style. Today we're doing more Italian style. If you're doing the Oriental style, rather than doing spaghetti, you could use maybe egg noodles or flat noodles to do the Oriental themed version. So we're finally chopping up the leek. I want it really quite fine because it's going to be stirred in. As well as using leek, you don't have to use leek, you could use spinach instead. It's just, I've got leek in, so I'm basically adjusting the recipe to what's in my store cupboard. You could do it with spinach leaves instead of leek, but leek gives a nice sweet flavour and it's yummy. So we want it small, and I'm using a very sharp knife. Very hard to do recipes with blunt knives. You can't get the sort of fine chop pan that an oval or a rectangular works. So we've got just a bit of olive oil on the bottom to help grease the pan, leeks at one end. We're going to be putting the fish at the other end. So I'm just coarsely chopping up the tomatoes. If you were using cherry or little plums, just probably half them to just help them soften when they're roasted. And I'm going to be putting these on top of the leeks. These have been ripened on the windowsill, so they're nice and warm and room temperature. Don't use tomatoes straight from the fridge, not a good idea. They lose their flavour. Much better to have them at room temperature for at least 6 hours to a day, unless you're in a very hot climate. Be contributing to the nice tomatoey pasta sauce. And the advantage of this dish is it's just all in one pan. So they just go onto the leeks and just try and get them reasonably flat. Not essential this, but it will just add a little bit of flavour. Again, you could use some chopped or crushed up garlic here instead, but I'm just using this for ease because it's in my store cupboard. And garlic granules are a brilliant store cupboard ingredient, used in so much of what you can cook in, whether it's barbecue pastes or Chinese or Italian or Spanish. A little bit of ground black pepper, a little bit of salt, not lots. Now it's up to you whether you leave the skin on or take the skin off. I usually cook fish with the skin on. It has extra nutrients. Obviously make sure it's descaled. And I'm just going to put a little bit of seasoning on the fish. So, yes, a little bit of salt. And a little bit of fresh ground pepper. And then you lay the fish into the other half of the pan. And I'm trying to keep the fat bits even on both sides. So, reminder tip for lemons: to get the juice out easily, give it a good roll to soften it. Makes it harder to cut, but with a sharp knife it should go through. If not, do a little spike first. But we're going to basically see all the juice coming straight out, and I'm going to just put some lemon slices onto the fish pieces. So just put a nice bit of the juice on. So here we have our ring cheese. You can do it simply with just some mascarpone and herbs and garlic, but this is a really cheap way of doing it. So we have enough here parsley to produce a good couple of large tablespoons once it's chopped up, and we'll see where that goes later. Just a little bit of olive oil on top. So fan oven about 180. Get your oven hot. So the delight of this dish is it cooks in one dish, and roughly in the same time that this will roast, you'll be cooking your spaghetti. So got my spaghetti ready to do. Good fist of or ring of spaghetti. And this is the twist technique to spread the spaghetti out. Twist hands in opposite directions. Oh, let me try that one again. That was a total fail. So twist and release. There you go. So that's ready to cook. Got some salt in the pan ready. Oh, let's just get some light on. And then we'll just boil up a full kettle. And in about the same 10 to 12 minutes, that will cook. Roughly the same for the other dish, probably a little bit longer for the fish dish to cook. And then we'll put the two together. So just put a little bit of the parsley on before baking. Most of it will go on after it's baked so it doesn't burn. So we're going to give that about 5-10 minutes, check it's cooking well before we cook the pasta. After 10 minutes,
boiling hot water into the pasta dish. And the pasta is ready to boil.
making sure I'm moving the pasta so it doesn't stick until it's really on the boil. It's very frustrating when you've got pasta stuck together. Having this creamy pasta dish, fish pasta dish with a nice chilled white wine. This is Portuguese. So we're going to drain that, but leave just a little bit of the water left to help add to the sauce in the pan. So fish is cooked, nice and flaky. So I'm just going to flake up the fish. Let's get the lemon out of the way first. So I'm going to break up the fish, then I'm going to mash up the tomatoes with a potato masher, and then we blend the whole lot together and stir in the spaghetti. Look at that, see how it's evenly light throughout, no dark pink, so it's fully cooked, lovely moist. Herbs are still quite green, so they haven't overcooked. I'm going to blend in the cheese, get all that mixed in, try and keep the tomatoes out for now. And there'll be lots of nice nutrients in the tomatoes, vitamin C, antioxidants. Omega and good oils in the salmon, and particularly because we've got the skin in there as well, there's extra nutrients in the skin. See how that's basically going to make the yummy creamy sauce, similar to if you were using a bought mascarpone sauce, but this will be on a whole new level. And the advantage of leeks is they're quite a sweet flavour, light, and again, leeks are good for the immunity, part of the onion family. Always good to have leeks. So there's a very healthy meal here. You know, there's cream in the cheese and saturated fat. The olive oil helps your blood absorb that. So now get the potato masher and just help make those tomatoes really mushed up. Try not to really mush all the fish because we want some decent flakes in there as well. But this side, I'm really mushing up. And I'm going to squeeze the juice out of the lemons before I pull out the pith. Just finally making sure all the fish sauce is evenly blended. And because the pan was pre-oiled, the fish doesn't stick too badly, which is great. And obviously the advantage of this sort of pan is you can serve it straight onto the table. Now adding the pasta. There's a bit of water in here. Not a lot. Don't want the pasta too wet. And then using tongs. Really useful kitchen appliance for pasta. Tongs are the way to go. If you haven't got any and you like pasta, get some. And the last stage, just adding fresh parsley. Stir most of it in. And then finish off. You can always keep a little sprinkle just to put on the end. And you can put on a shaving or grating of Parmesan on top, or another similar Italian style charred cheese, but it's not essential. Now, does that not look appetizing and a gorgeous way to have salmon with a cheaper cut and spaghetti? And to serve, just perhaps finish with this is optional of course, but if you like a bit of heat in your pasta, a little sprinkling of ground black pepper. I really like ground black pepper with spaghetti and linguine. And let's plate up. This one's for you.
No.
Now this portion easily feeds 4, particularly if you've got side salad, but it is pretty balanced. It doesn't have to have side salad. Just get some of the fish bits from the outside. And just a little, if you can be bothered,
A squeeze of lemon.
drizzle of lemon on top, or if you're entertaining, a lemon wedge on each plate. Fresh, filling, yummy. So this is a very basic starting place. You can adjust this recipe depending on what's on your store cupboard. You can put some lovely fresh spinach leaves in and bake it in the spinach and stir that into the sauce. Or you can finish off with some cooked peas and just stir those in at the end. Or if you want to go Asian, instead of using spaghetti, you would use egg noodles, you would use chili flakes, put a drizzle of soy maybe in at the last minute, light soy, so you don't want too much colour. And you could even put some sliced fresh chilies in, and you could even stir in a little bit of coconut cream and water to thickness, or you could use coconut milk and have it more soupy as a Thai style soup. Don't have to use leeks, but if you've got some nice light coloured leeks, they particularly go well. Sweet and nutritious. And for the traditional purists, you'd probably want to garnish it with grated parmesan, or stir some grated fresh parmesan into the sauce, and maybe even serve it with some arty parmesan shavings if you're wanting to impress the love of your life. And of course you got a lemon wedge on the side to just add a bit if you want a bit more lemon hit. And to serve with this, I'd probably serve it with a nice chilled bottle of white wine, preferably with a citrus fruit hint or another light fruit hint. And if you may be doing the Asian version with the chili, maybe you'd go for a chilled rosé, just to give it a tiny bit more body. Lovely dish to serve in the summer months, and with that wedge of lemon on the side. Bon appetit.